Looking at the evidence, it's hard not to come to any other conclusion than the war on women is being won by a regressively religious agenda. 6 states in the nation have only a single abortion clinic left. And by September 1st of this year, Texas is likely to only have 6 in the entire state.
A large crowd at Gathers arguments began in the second lawsuit against a controversial abortion law that was passed during the last state legislative session.
It's an outdated notion that every woman wants to be a mother and that she is somehow selfish if she chooses not to be. We are uniting with everyone and anyone who wants to stand up against the clinic closures, stand up against the hundreds of restrictions being passed nationwide, stand up against HB2 passed here in Texas, and stand up against a program that ultimately represents forced motherhood and female enslavement.
Right now, there is a great need to expose the national emergency facing abortion rights and to fight back with a national counteroffensive. We need to change the terms of this fight, as it has never been about babies. It has always been about control over women.
My mother got an abortion when she was 17 because she wasn't ready to have a child at that time. She wasn't financially stable and she didn't have any support system put in place for it.
I support women having the right to get abortions if they want, because it's 2014, quite frankly, a woman is a human being.
We need to bring out the fact that this is a fight over women's liberation or women's enslavement.
Decían, está prohibido el aborto. Cargué con una herida, un hijo no planeado, no esperado.
When a woman approaches a clinic entrance, she is descended upon by a mob of protesters.
Since my friend was extremely scared to tell her mother, an abusive father, I encouraged her to talk to a teacher who I felt would provide wise information about pregnancies.
The clinics that have been blown up, ours was burned down in Los Angeles.
Any governmental body that claims that putting women through hell to get a simple, medically necessary, and more than that, a procedure that's necessary for her very humanity. Any government body that claims that is illegitimate in my eyes.
2 days ago, we took this resistance to a whole other level. 11 people, including myself, were arrested for putting our bodies on the line, committing a civil disobedience in front of Rick Perry's mansion. Because women's lives and futures are at stake, and we refuse to sit by as women are slammed back.
It's really hot outside and it's traffic hour, and yet these girls are here in handcuffs, still screaming for what they believe in, and it's the only way you get people to listen is by creating this. I mean, people stand in front of the Capitol with their signs and no one's going to listen to that, but right here they're listening. I think that more women should do this. I think women have the right to do this, and I think we should stop being looked down for being women.
They're protesting for abortion. I'm for that. I'm so proud of them. I would be there with them, but I've got minors with me and I can't get arrested today. I'm so proud of them.
What do you think about the statement, abortion on demand and without apology?
I think it's perfect.
What do you think about the statement, abortion on demand and without apology?
It's perfect.
StopPatriarchy firmly holds that people everywhere can and need to step up.
Abortion clinic left. It's time to stop looking up for a political savior and start looking out at the millions of people in this country. There are millions of us. There are millions of us who do not want to see women forced to have children against their will, do not want to see women slammed backwards, do not want to see the nightmare for society, for women, but for all of society that it means when women's lives are foreclosed and enslaved in this way. It's not.
We are determined to fight this fight.
Without this basic right, women can't be free. Abortion on demand and without apology. When abortion is illegal, women die.
We were brutally arrested, and in jail we were separated and harassed. But we will not be cowed. August 25th through September 1st, we are calling for a National Week of Defiance. This week needs to model the kind of uncompromising resistance it is going to take to defeat this assault on women's lives. Things like what we did 2 days ago, and much more.
It's a very serious responsibility we have when we hear these stories, to carry them into the world, to share them with others, to never lose sight of the moral certitude of why we are right what we are doing, and to actually act accordingly.
It is 2014. It is 2014.
And the abortion rights freedom ride.
And the abortion rights freedom ride.
Is ready for the future.